What's up, guys? This is your host, Ibrahim. We're here on the Salams podcast, and we're here today with Abdullah Jassim, aka Abid Jay, aka Ali Bazi, aka IG influencer, aka comedian, aka vest wearer, aka bandana wearer.
Explorer. I'm an explorer. Thank you very much.
For the people that may not know who you are, listening and watching this podcast, can you give them a brief description of what you've done?
So my name is Abdullah Jassim, and I am a chemical engineer by day and a comedian by night. I do stand-up comedy. I make videos online, Instagram, TikTok. Been doing it for a freaking long time, ever since Vine days.
Yeah.
So like when he was 7, maybe. But it's been a journey and it's been great. And one of the things that I'm known for is accents. I do a lot of different characters that I have, like a Lebanese guy, a Nigerian character, a country guy. So it's real fun. I love doing it. And Ibrahim, amazing. Everything about him is amazing. Nicest guy ever, biggest heart. His mom is the most beautiful lady I've ever seen.
I love you, Mama.
I love you too, Khatu. I had her mensef, and it was the best mensef I've ever had.
No one can make better mensef than my mom. Have you had better mensef than my mom's mensef?
And the way it was, just the placement, the smell, the vibe, it was perfect. I'm telling you. So Ibrahim's amazing. I love him so much, and thank you for having me on the podcast.
I appreciate you for coming on. I wanted to kind of go in and talk about your social media journey. So from not like crazy in detail, but from start to finish, what did social media look like for you? When you first came in, what was your initial goals?
So honestly, I started a while ago, and I didn't really know what was going to come out of it, right? But the true story behind it, I've said the story before, but the true story why I've created like my first video was I was talking to this girl, and we were going to get engaged. You know what I'm saying? It was about to happen. It was about to happen. Everything was going smooth. Yeah. I liked her. She liked me. It was like I was 22, maybe just in college, or just finishing college. And she kept on sending me Arab vines of like other Arab dudes. Like, oh my God, he's so funny. He's hilarious. Oh my God. And, as an Iraqi, we're like very protective and jealous. Yeah. Especially with our girls. Like, that's, hey.
That's your girl.
That's my girl, bro. And you can't be making my girl laugh like that.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I can do the same thing. So what I did was I made a 6-second vine. It was about how Arabs hunt mice and how white people hunt mice.
Okay.
And Arabs are like freaking crazy as hell, just trying to kill the hell out of it. And then white people are very like, let's be humane about it and let's put it outside. And so it did really well.
And even back then, there was not a lot of obviously Arab content creators. No. So like obviously it was received amazingly.
Exactly.
No one was doing it at the time.
Mm-hmm. It was maybe like 10, 15 of us that was like Arab American, comedy. So it went well, and then I started doing more videos and just different ideas, and then that transferred into Instagram.
Yeah.
And those 15-second videos on Instagram back in the day. Yeah, maybe you're 10 at that age.
Man, he's coming at me for my. You were still pissing on yourself at the time.
So I started doing Instagram videos. And I'm making fun of myself too, because I'm old as hell, bro. I might not look it, but I am, dude. It sucks, but it's okay. So then I moved to Snapchat stories because Snapchat had just come out.
Oh yes.
And it's a completely different style because Snapchat stories initially when it started was just like rants.
Yeah.
People would just rant about things. And I just started ranting, and people loved those rants. So then Instagram copied Snapchat and created stories, and I started. So why I'm telling you all this is because with social media, it's really important to have different venue or different things you can pull out of your belt, right?
Yeah.
Where you're not just doing the same things over and over again. You have different styles. Like for you, for example, your mom, you didn't just do jokes. It started off as jokes, right?
Yeah, and then we branched out.
And then you guys branched out into like 20 different things, and it's awesome. And that's how you should do it. And that's why you're successful, right? So what I'm trying to say is that the Snapchat stories really brought my stories to life on Instagram, and that's kind of like what I do. I love posting stories on Instagram. And then the whole accents thing, that was something that I loved when I was a kid. I just walk up to people and be like, hey man, what's up, how are you doing?
I love when he does
that. Oh man,
he's
the best. I remember we were in Dallas. I was chilling with him in Dallas, and we were just messing with people randomly in the street.
We were in downtown.
And it was an amazing time. So that's part of my personality. I just like messing with people. And so really, I just took my personality and tried to develop it as much as possible.
Yeah.
And then TikTok came, and I'm
Oh,
at first,
TikTok's huge.
yeah, at first,
Me and you were both against TikTok.
yeah, I
was
hated
not
it,
willing
bro.
to
I
download.
hated it. I was like, get the hell out of here with this cringe. Like, get out of here,
Because
bro.
someone like Abdullah, I literally still have the messages. I messaged Abdullah, like I saw him as like someone that I honestly looked up to as like a role model through content creation. And so like seeing someone like Abdullah, someone that I looked up to, while I was doing my thing on Instagram, he was doing his thing on Instagram. Everyone was going over to TikTok at the time, like literally every creator, every Arab creator. And I would always like check, and then I would search up his name on TikTok. He never had one. I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it. And then one day I just like kind of took that leap of faith, and alhamdulillah, it helped.
Great.
grow.
It's
Yeah.
great. But at first, it was really hard because just like this move from Snapchat, you had to learn the stories and how to rant and how to not be too long and too. So TikTok has its own style as well that I had to learn. And it's like right now I'm still kind of hesitant doing a lot of the things because the trends are so out there. It's like I want to make fun of it, but there's so many people doing it, and there's so many repeat
It's
content.
just the same video with different people.
I can't get myself to do it, but I'm trying, and alhamdulillah, it's getting better and better. But
All of this whole process that you just explained, from Vine, Snapchat to Instagram to TikTok, leading you here today, sitting with me. This all led to a movie.
yes,
And can you explain to them the movie? Let's start off by obviously what's the name of the movie?
alhamdulillah.
For the people that don't
So the movie is actually a TV show we're trying to work on, and the idea is it's called Crestar and the Night Stallion.
Nice sound.
Okay, I'm the Night Stallion. You know what I'm saying? But basically, it's a show about two buddies that are superheroes.
Yeah.
One of them is a Pakistani guy that speaks English perfectly fine,
And he's your sidekick.
and we're both kind of like working together.
Okay.
It's not because it's different, right? It's not like Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. He's like the older, more mature, more experienced superhero.
Yeah.
And I'm just now becoming like trying to
Okay, so
learn
he's
my.
kind of teaching you.
Yes,
the way.
he's kind of teaching me. Okay, and he also not only does he teach me with like superhero skills, he also teaches me with, I'm new to America as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
he's been in America.
Oh,
he's
so that's
lived it.
that culture aspect.
Exactly.
of it.
So
Okay.
he's like, every time I mess up and say something, he's like, no, don't say it like this, say it like that. So it's a really fun relationship that me and the other character have.
Yeah.
And the idea is that we're bringing a Arabi superhero to America in Dearborn. Actually, it's going to be filmed in
really?
Dearborn. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like he's saving people's lives, but then he has to be back home by 10 p.m. because his mom's like, Riddick! You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that typical Arab mom stuff.
Typical
right?
Arab mom, yeah.
She's trying to get him married. He's a superhero, and she's trying to get him married. And not like the old school way, where the families meet. So it's like what I want to really do with the idea is it's not really about the superhero story. It's more about
The message behind it.
the message, the culture, showing the world that Arabs are actually very, very funny, and very relatable, and very, it's just it's a good. I feel like we haven't gotten a good view of the Arabi household. Like your relationship with your mom, my relationship with my mom. It's very strong, and there's so much that you can dive into in that relationship.
Yeah.
So we really want to bring that out to the world in a very comedic and cool action adventure.
So where people can relate to it, not only can relate to it, but they can see like the inside scoop of like the fact that like even with me and my mom, when we do our videos together, people absolutely love my mom. And when they find out, well, not when they find out, but when they like, come to know that she's Arab and she's an American as well, so she's Arab American, they kind of see that, oh, these are normal people. This is a woman that is gonna laugh at a joke. She's gonna tell a joke.
Exactly.
She's kind-hearted, very genuine, warm, just like your mother. And people are gonna see that. Oh, aren't these like bad people or these isolated people that are coming to America and they're these immigrants? We're perfectly normal people. I was born here. Were you born here? You were born here. We were raised in this country. This is our country.
Definitely.
And as well as our country back home, that is our country as well. So like, I feel like the whole goal, I feel like for every Arab content creator, even people watching that want to make it as a content creator, every single day you're growing as a person, you're growing and you're learning your craft. But at the end of the day, you have to represent your culture, because the second that you lose it is the second that you go on to a different path, and you might not ever go back onto the original path that you started. And that's why I respect you a lot. Every single video that you do, you somehow incorporate the idea of representation, and you show them that, oh, there is this goofy side to our culture that we can laugh at, but there's also this side that we can love. I really respect that about you.
Thank you so much. And that's very important, because really, like with the idea of the superheroes, right?
Yeah.
We not only does he have an accent, he has a very, very goofy accent.
Yeah.
But he's also doing these amazing things. Like he's flying and he's beating up people and he's doing super sweet stuff. So what we really want to do is show people that, first of all, it's okay if you have an accent. It's America. This is part of being an American. In the Midwest, they have it at the country. How the hell are you? How you doing there, Mr. Abraham? You know what I'm saying? Like this guy deals with it in Texas, right?
Oh yeah.
So we want to make it so that they see it and they think it's okay and it's fine to have an accent. And for the kids to see an Arabic guy on screen doing amazing, cool things and still being relatable and funny. So whether it's on screen in the movies or with your videos, if you don't be authentic to yourself, you're never going to be able to be different and be unique. And that's the most important part is there's millions of influencers, people that are trying to do it. If you're just trying to be like everybody else, you're not going anywhere.
You're really going to be like everybody else.
Exactly. You got to dive into what really makes you different. What makes you different? What makes me different? It's us being Arabic, Muslim, American, intelligent. All these things. Use them to your advantage. Don't just, copy everybody else that's doing something cool. So
that's really cool. The trailer that you guys filmed, where can they watch, the people listening?
So on my Instagram page, or you can just YouTube Crestar and the Night Stallion. Night as in like, knight, like with the shield and armor and stuff, not like knight.
Yeah.
The night. But yeah.
Okay.
So just, Google it and you're going to get a whole bunch of information. Yeah, K. I don't know why they do it, bro. Americans, man.
Oh, yeah, adding the K?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have that in the Arabic language, dude.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think we both don't know enough Arabic to answer that question, bro. Let's be real, bro. Let's be real, dog.
Is this the biggest project that you've worked on so far?
Yes, it has. I mean, it's a lot of money went into it, a lot of time. I spent around 7 months. I mean, first 2 months we sat down creating the script, me and the director, writing it out.
It was you one-on-one with the director.
Me and him wrote the whole thing.
So before you guys even got the team and all of that, it was just you and the director?
Yeah, me and him. He was the one that designed the costumes. He designed all the car that's in it.
Yeah.
So this guy is amazing. His name's Ajmal Zahir Ahmed. He's been doing movies for a while now. And when we came together, it was perfect because I bring a different type of creativity and he brings another completely. Like, I'll say a joke and then he'll make that joke into like a story.
Oh.
It's crazy. It was a beautiful, beautiful merge of two, talented people. And that's another thing that, the content creators nowadays really need to focus on is collaboration. And I don't do a lot of it, honestly, and I want to do more.
I wish I did.
Yeah, but collaboration, because everybody thinks different. Everybody has different ideas.
Oh, yeah.
And if you just were able to let go of your ego, and because it's hard to work with other creatives because everyone thinks their idea is the best idea.
Yep.
But if you find that right person that is like, no, let's just make the best idea, then that's the perfect collaborator that you should work with. So I think definitely if you want to grow yourself and grow your content, collaboration is key. We've actually collaborated.
We have.
A long time ago.
It was a famous collab.
Yeah, it was a great collab, man.
Before TikTok, before none of this
stuff, cuz y'all don't know about
this. We did a video where our moms spelled words and it was like a competition. It was such a nice video,
It
man.
was
All a good
amazing.
time. But yeah, I wanted to talk to you as well about how has social media impacted your life? We've talked about the process and we've talked about things that have came out of it. How has it impacted you as a person? What have you learned? Like if someone were to sit down with you, someone starting content right now, what advice would you give them that you've learned that you wouldn't want them to go through?
So I would say first is you got to be confident in what you're doing.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, you have to be confident in yourself, because if you're not confident in yourself, you're never going to be able to really find your niche.
Yeah. Right? I feel like a niche is super
you have to do that. That's what people want. They want to know you for something.
Yeah.
You're known as the mama guy. Okay, mama. I'm known as the character guy, right? Jay Dean is like the smiley rapper, right? So everybody has their specific niche that that people want. So it makes them feel comfortable. Like, okay, I know what I'm expecting from this guy.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. Second thing I would say is building a network and talking to people and letting go of your ego. Don't come up to somebody and be like, I have 100,000 followers. How many, Do not start the conversation at a human level.
Even level, because you want to see eye to eye. You don't want to see eye to chest.
He's not trying to hear you, hear your like, oh, this guy has this or he did this. No, you want to come with people as a genuine person, build that relationship, and then once they trust you and see that you're not coming for, just to follow or just to share or whatever, then they'll be willing to help you more often. And go ahead. You want to say something?
I feel like every single time I've even myself, when I've collaborated with people that are 3 times bigger than me or 3 times smaller than me, I feel like every time we saw eye to eye, the video turned out so much more better than people that came into the picture. Obviously, we're not going to name anyone. People that were bigger than me and we didn't see eye to eye, and I feel like the video didn't turn out as well. So I feel like it all falls back on intention as well.
100%.
Coming into this, it's yes, you want to have the intent to be successful in life and whatever that may be, and if that's social media, good for you. But having the intent to blow up, to spread different ideologies or spread the wrong intention or not use your platform correctly, you're blowing up for no reason. You want to have some sort of purpose. And I feel like that's a huge thing, because if you sit down, a lot of content creators, a lot of them have a story, they have a drive, they have some sort of motive, right? And I have that motive to keep me moving forward, to keep growing, meeting people like Abdullah that are now lifelong friends. Like for me, let's say tomorrow social media just disappears. This is someone that I can call, I can invite to my wedding, invite to my engagement.
I'm coming. You better.
Oh, you're gonna be there.
You
gonna be there.
I'm gonna turn up too. This is gonna be crazy, bro. But yeah,
I feel like there's so much to it. But when you really, get to the basics, intention, having the drive, and just staying focused and respecting other people.
Yes, 100%.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Good luck to everyone that's trying to get famous. It's hard, especially now. It's hard. It got a lot harder.
It's so much harder. If
I
you're
feel
gonna get
bad.
on TikTok, it's hard.
It is.
Yeah, you should have gone on TikTok. I got 2 questions for you.
Okay.
First one, we're gonna get into this one and then I'll ask you a second one. Obviously, this is Salams Podcast. My name is Aberhaam. Salams Podcast. Abid Jay, Ali Bazi, Joey.
Joey.
You're not married. I'm not married. What advice would you give to someone like me on marriage? Or what do you look for in marriage? If you were wanting to specify.
So what advice I'd give is to always go with your gut.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times the community, the family, they pressure you into just getting married. Just get married. That's the key. Is get married. And I agree. Marriage is crucial. It's part of life.
It's part of our religion.
Yeah, religion, life. It's the obvious next step, right?
Yeah.
The problem is a lot of times because we love our family so much, they end up kind of persuading you to do something
that you might not.
And they're not doing it with like a ill intent. It's just a cultural thing. Like, no, you gotta get married.
There's a lot of pressure.
It's okay. Just keep going. Just keep, even if you feel bad a little. Just once you get engaged, you'll feel better about it. You'll get closer with her. So, what I would say is first, definitely go with a girl that you mesh with personality-wise. It's very important because the beauty, which obviously all men want a beautiful girl and all women want a good-looking guy. It's a standard thing, right? Everybody wants attraction, right? But attraction without a personality is pretty tough. After a week of just like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful, it gets boring, or it gets like what you're looking at doesn't really look as good anymore. And
because over the years, looks go away.
Not only that, over the years, it's a dopamine thing too. It's like when you see a beautiful girl, your head just explodes, right? Dopamine comes out, you're like, oh my God, I'm so happy. And then the more you see her, the less dopamine comes out.
Yeah, you become more and more desensitized.
Yeah, exactly. So you're desensitized to it, and then what ends up happening is now you're just stuck with who that person is.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So if that person isn't someone that you can enjoy being with, enjoy talking to, and see like eye to eye, just like we talked about social media, you got to see eye to eye, then it's going to go downhill fast.
Very fast.
And the problem is, if you don't end it before it gets to a marriage or it gets to having kids, then it just becomes 10 times harder. So our gut, our subconscious is very, very, it's like our inner genius.
Yeah.
And that gut feeling really comes from your subconscious. It's telling you, hey, you might not see what I see because the subconscious has, a certain way of looking at things, but your gut is telling you, like, there's something off about this. So I'd say if you feel that, no matter what anyone else is saying, hold strong to that.
Wow, that's a really great response.
I'm serious, because and the problem is sometimes the shaitan also plays a role.
Yeah.
Because you'll be good. Everything's good. And then that worry starts kicking in and you're like, oh my God, what if she's not the one?
Oh yeah, those second thoughts.
Yeah, and it always happens right before you're about to like make it official.
Yeah.
And that happens to everybody. So you have to always remind yourself that, hey, I have flaws. Everybody has flaws. Because the shaitan starts pointing out flaws of the girl. He's like, yo, look at this. Look at that.
Yeah.
Why is she doing this? Why is she doing that? And it's like you're literally finding excuses for yourself to break it off.
Wow.
So
That's a great way to look at it.
So just make sure you like self-realization and really understanding how you think is important.
Yeah.
Because if you start noticing right towards like you're about to get engaged and like a week before you're like, oh,
You're getting the butterflies.
yeah,
all that,
and that's
yeah.
normal.
Yeah.
You know, you have to understand your brain and be like, okay, no, calm down. It's not that serious. I've been talking to her for however long, and I was okay
That
with
sense
it.
of reassurance.
Yeah, you know. So bring yourself back to the reality of things. And honestly, obviously, religion, man. Religion is. I'm not the most religious.
A big thing.
I'm not the most religious, but I would love to have someone that can keep me in check
And guide you.
and guide me. And same with her. I try to keep her in check, and whenever I can help her, you know, it's a mutual thing.
That's good. I'm with that. I have one last question. I love asking all of the guests this question. If social media were to stop tomorrow for you, what would you want to be remembered for?
I would want to be remembered for making people like laugh, genuinely laugh, not a forceful laugh, not like no, like I wanted people to laugh and to really be proud of being an Arab and Muslim. Honestly, that's my thing, because I you know the Muslim thing I don't push as much because I don't want to there's a lot of haram police and all these things that really but with the Arabi thing I really want people to not lose their culture. And I'm not saying don't be American, but really be genuinely proud of being Arab,
Embracing your own
embracing
culture,
it,
yeah.
laughing at it, making jokes about it, just being about it, being about being Arab, and I hope that's something that people remember me for and make dua for me when I pass away.
Habibi Abid Jay, if you guys want to listen to this podcast, it's exclusively on the Salams app. Listen to our boy Abid Jay talk more and more at his Instagram at Abid Jay, or you can just search up Abdullah Jassim, Google him, or you can Google Ali Bazi.
Oh yeah,
He'll
Google
come
me,
up.
dog. What you mean?
Download the Salams
I'm on
app
Amazon
today.
too.
Download the Salams app. I'm trying to do that. Download the Salams app today. It's your host Ibrahim. I had Abdullah Jassim with me. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to Joey. We love you, Salams team. Thank you guys.
Assalamu alaikum.